Hello. Today I'm going to speak again on another aspect of the tantric necklace. Whenever I speak of the tantric necklace, I don't really usually speak of its beauty or its radiance or its gem qualities or it's this or it's that, although they're all there. I like to speak about the concept behind the necklace because to me that's what's important. Life is a series of challenges. Sometimes we avoid them, sometimes we deal with them, sometimes we neglect them, sometimes we reject them, sometimes we deny them, sometimes we do all of the above. It's the rare person, the rare person who decides to take the challenge on, enjoy the challenge, master the challenge, and move on to the next challenge, never being afraid of challenges, in fact, enjoying the challenge. That's a successful person. And you can grade the success in a person by by their percentage of challenge acceptance and challenge dealing with factor. The more a person accepts them as they come and deals with them appropriately and adequately and positively, the more successful that person is. The more one denies them, rejects them, delays them, the opposite works in accordance with their life. So the secret to life is the secret to dealing with life. And we've been told that many times. And, you know, it was something we didn't like because that meant we had more work in life. True. It's called discipline. And some disciplines are liked, and even if you're a disciplined person, some you like and some you don't. But if you're not a disciplined person, you dislike all of them. So you can see that at some level everybody has a problem with accepting what challenges are put in front of them. And we'll get angry at them, we'll delay them, we'll deny them, we'll reject them, we'll deal with them inappropriately, with the myriad of ways you deal with these things. We'll not deal with them in a productive, positive, passionate, conscientious, conscious manner. Well, my teacher, the Sri Singh Sahib, was the master of that. His whole spirituality, his whole life, his whole existence, his whole manner, his whole mannerisms led him to a place where problems were to be overcome and not avoided, where problems were to be dealt with properly and not delayed, where problems were part of the process, not the end of the process. So his life was a series, and I sat there for quite a while and watched it, of him dealing with problems other people couldn't. That's what made him a leader. You want to know what a leader is? A leader is one that deals with situations in a wise way that others are unwilling to or have reached a limit and need someone to help them. That's a teacher, that's a leader. So, in the process of that example, everybody, spare none, had the experience of thinking they could never be a leader like he was. He wanted them to be us, to be 10 times greater than him. And in all of our limited minds was the concept that I can't even think of being like him. Why would I, how could I ever think of being 10 times greater than him? Well, on a much limited basis, as challenges or problems arise in your life, we all have the same tendency to think, I can't deal with this. I don't know how. I don't want to deal with this. This isn't for me to deal with. Or some facsimile thereof. And life goes on with, in the 70s there was a guy by the name of Peter. He wrote a book called The Peter Principle. And he made millions and millions of dollars with one little concept. He wrote it into a little book, and then he made video, he made a fortune out of it. And it's called The Peter Principle. And the principle behind the Peter Principle is just very simply this, that man rises to his level of inefficiency. In other words, you keep getting promoted, you keep getting better, you keep getting higher until you've reached the limit. You can go no higher because that's where your capability is. And then you've reached what's called the Peter Principle. And it's you, in a company, in an organization, in a baseball team, in any way, in any facet of life, we can see people reach that limit. Well, that's the limit I'm talking about, this Peter Principle. And that limit is self-imposed, because my teacher taught me, and I saw exemplified in him, that there are ways of you increasing your own limit in spite of your own limitation in believing that you're capable, you're worthy, you have the tools, and you're justified in having the nerve to believe that you can be better, you can be happier, you can be whatever you want. We've all heard you can be whatever you want. Well, they don't tell you that, yeah, but you really have to believe it. That's a fact too. Now, the tantric necklace gives me and gives the wearer the opportunity of experiencing inside of themselves an intuitive knowledge that allows them to feel they can do more, be more, create more, deliver more. And that's because the energy that it brings into your psyche, this tantric energy, that comes in because of the geometric pattern this necklace was designed in, that tantric masters have worn for years, that came down from yogis in deep meditation that had an intuitive knowledge that's beyond our mundane existence, and so we can reject it or deny it or not believe it or believe it and accept it and experience it. Choice is ours. But this knowledge that came down into this necklace allows us to experience a belief that we're worth more than we believed we were worth before. And here's the best part. That belief comes with the tools to verify that your belief is true, and it's not the drudgery and the work that you perceived it to be. It's kind of automatic that now you think like that and act like that. And thus your life takes on a different dimension, a different elevation, a different sense of happiness, because you are more, you accomplish more, and you become what you believe. Thank you, Rick.